Hi everyone, Kerry Waldy here in the Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C., talking to you about Christianity and science. The common view these days is that Christianity and science are in conflict, but during the scientific revolution there was really no such idea. In fact, the natural philosophers, as they were called in that day, used what was called a two-book idea, two-book philosophy, the book of nature and the book of Christianity, to help them discern what was real and what was ultimate reality and how can we live the good life. In the Christian worldview, and Christian scientists formed the seedbed of the launch of the scientific revolution. And one of the ideas that was consistent with Christian thought was a creator-creature distinction. In other words, nature was not God, and the essence of ultimate reality was not that each aspect of the natural world possessed its own soul. And this liberated people to actually do experiments on nature, because nature wasn't God. If it was, I didn't want to experiment on nature. I could make the gods mad. But this creator-creature distinction, God is in nature like an artist is in a painting, but it is not the painting. God is not the painting. And so this freed people not to commit sacrilege against the gods, and also some worldviews inhibited the formulation of natural laws because that was putting God in a box. That was telling God what he could or couldn't do, and so it inhibited the formation of natural laws and the scientific revolution. Then there were some worldviews that really inhibited exploration of the natural world because the explanations were imbibed by the soul of those things. In other words, why does the planet move? Well, because it wants to. Every aspect of nature has its own soul. Why do the rocks fall to the earth? Because, well, they want to be close to the center of the universe. And so the explanations are ready-made when we can look at the universe like that. But Christianity brought a creator distinction, and unique in the universe were humans. They were made in the image of God and given stewardship authority to help learn and to help steward this creation. And part of that stewardship authority is that we had authority to name creation, to name the animals. And in the Hebrew tradition, when you were able to name something, you were able to be in authority over that something. And also in that tradition, a name was to capture the essence of what that was. So in order to capture the essence of something, you had to observe it, you had to carefully investigate it so that you could capture it in a name. And those were scientific ideas, the beginning of the scientific method. We can, as image bearers, have stewardship authority over creation, and we can name things and capture the essence. We can observe and investigate and experiment on nature. And then also, coming out of the Hebrew tradition and the Judeo-Christian worldview, you get this idea of the dignity of labor is returned. The Greco-Roman era had a two-tiered view of labor and of work. In fact, the Greek word for work comes from the word punishment. And so it was for slaves. It was for people of the trades. The real high-level people, they did thinking work, deductive logic. Well, when you learn through induction, through experimentation, and through observation, that's very hands-on, and it can be very labor-intensive. Science and technology can be very get your hands dirty, labor-intensive. And so the Christian worldview said that, hey, our founder was a carpenter, they were fishermen, they were tent makers, they were people of trade, and it was okay to labor because it was dignified. It was part of who we were as image bearers. And so this idea of a creator-creature distinction and who we were as image bearers with authority over creation and the ability to investigate and the ability to do work and the dignity of those arenas really helped create a seedbed for the launch of the scientific revolution in Western Europe in the 1500s. All right, I'm Kerry Waldy signing off here. For more on this, check out my blog, kerrywaldy.com. Godspeed.